What's going on, Washington fans? Welcome to this week's Film Room. I know another tough loss. Our Washington Commanders go down to the Tennessee Titans at home. No surprise, losing exactly the way we always do. Just flat out ugly, whatever. Like I said, it gets hard doing these, but I enjoy going back and watching the All-22 film of seeing what was good and what was bad. We saw a lot of good. We saw a lot of bad. So I'm going to walk through a couple big things. Obviously, I'm going to look at Montez Sweat and the D-line, how they had a lot of success on Sunday. But then also I want to take a look at Diami Brown, who had his breakout game. And, of course, that just magical last drive that ended in an absolute mess. So appreciate everyone that's been subscribing. Finally hit that 1,000 subscribers in a little over 5 months, which I think is crazy. So thanks to everyone who's been subscribing and showing support. I did a Fire Ron Rivera video right before this one, so be sure to check that one out as well. But nonetheless, let's get right to it, everyone. Let's see what was good and bad in another ugly Washington Commanders loss. All right, so first off, literally the very first play of the game, you'll see Tennessee Titans here. You have Tannehill under center. You've got Derrick Henry way back there. Then they actually move in motion here to the left side, a wide receiver, Cody Hollister, which is not a great matchup because this is Montez Sweat's first sack of the game. Really weird sack. Washington actually finished with the most sacks they've had in a single season since 2020 with 5 total sacks, and Montez Sweat alone had 2 sacks, 3 tackles for a loss, and 4 quarterback hits. So literally a week after, a lot of talk of where is Montez Sweat. He needs to actually do something. Nonetheless, he shows up. So Titans go in motion here. First off, I don't know why the heck they have a wide receiver trying to block Montez Sweat, but you can see as well as this actually goes, Montez Sweat is there at the end of the line. Play develops. Montez Sweat's going to blow up Hollister. Boom. Easy. Which it just looks like they kind of did that for a delayed route. Hollister's going to go out this way. Jamin Davis has him easy. But now you have, I think his name is Jeff Swain, who is a tight end for the Titans here, number 87, taking on Montez Sweat. And we have seen week in and week out how Washington has tried to block guys like Aiden Hutchinson and Josh Sweat and Josh Allen for the Jacks with a tight end, and it does not go well. So Titans, if you would have watched Washington's tape, you would have seen that blocking a edge rusher with a tight end never goes well. And you can see Montez Sweat does a good job getting that leverage. You can see here on the left side, Swain's actually looking backwards like, oh God, we're coming. Montez Sweat just has full leverage on him here, just walking him back to Tannehill, who does a terrible job of actually stepping up in the pocket like he should. But literally, Sweat just pushes him right into him, knocks him over. Not the most, ruthless sack, but it's effective. Gets the sack on the very first play of the game. Here's a better view of what goes on. You see Sweat on the left side there coming at him. Boom. Picks up Swain and just walks him back into Tannehill. And then also James Smith-Williams on that other side pushes him into Tannehill on the other side. So just getting that outside and just collapsing the pocket. Great job by Montez Sweat. There's going to be more plays. You see him popping up. So let's take a look at what we got next. All right, this play, we got to give some love to John Allen, who has just been an absolute menace all season long. You'll see here another quarterback hit. Tannehill gets rid of it at the last second. But just watch the leverage. Just a bull rush by John Allen. Mixes up a little bit of speed, but mostly just straight strength on here. Gets that leverage. Watch 71 there. Just has nothing for him. Double teams, and this guy just passes him off to the left here, and he just does a great job of getting outside. Has these two guys running into each other. John Allen just straight powers through there and goes right at Tannehill. And they said his arm was going forward, so it's an incomplete pass, but still, nonetheless, that is literally seconds away from a fumble. All right, here's another big play where it's a stop on Derrick Henry. Now, this time, Sweat is on this side over rookie Petit Friere, who's been great this season. But the whole defensive line just does a great job of getting penetration. So let's freeze this right when the play starts to develop. You see here, Montez Sweat does a quick sidestep to the side of Petit Friere, gets in between these two guys here. Then you're getting penetration here as well. So just everything's kind of collapsing. Jamin Davis is coming down. Derrick Henry doesn't really have a hole, and you'll see that as the play develops a little bit more. Everything, I mean, he's got everyone right in front of him. There's nowhere for him to go. But the biggest thing is Montez Sweat, that instant sidestep, getting between the tackle and the right guard, getting through that gap there, that C gap, and just penetrating everything right to where Derrick Henry's coming, shutting it down. And then, of course, is the big time stop there. Derrick Henry's a beast. Like, I'm not mad at all about how well he played. As you know, I'm an Alabama fan, and I've been watching him since he was in high school, putting up ridiculous numbers at Yulee, Florida, and that's just Derrick Henry. He's one of a kind. You can't stop Derrick Henry. You can only contain him, and he's going to get his. But I still think at the end of the day, defense did its job. It's just offense struggled, per usual. But let's see what else we got cooking up here in the lab. And here is nothing crazy, but I just want y'all to see a little bit of how Washington really mixes things up on defense. This is before William Jackson III got benched. Sam Davis is back, but I don't think it was. Anyways, you have your line here. You got your 4 on the line. Cool. But what stands out about this? You have Cam Curl here as a linebacker who just rotates in with Jamin Davis. Cole Holcomb, who pretty much plays 100% of snaps. St. Juste here in the slot. Kendall Fuller up top here on the outside corner. And then you have Bobby McCain and Derek Forrest here. So we've seen Derek Forrest come on a little bit. Obviously had a great game against the Jaguars. Had some good plays, bad plays after that. But nonetheless, having him come along really lets you do things like this to where you can have a guy like Cam Curl down here in coverage as this linebacker who can cover a tight end, athletic tight end, a fast wide receiver, or even a running back like that, to where you don't really want a linebacker always covering, even though Jamin's done a great job coming on the last few bits. But still, Washington gets pressure. Everyone is covered well. This just gives you an idea of the formations and schemes that Washington's kind of drawing up, mixing things up, and rotating guys in. All right, here is one of B-Rob's first runs. It might have been the first one. Obviously, they had him on like a pitch count. He said he was sore after the game, kind of bruised up. That's normal. That's expected. We didn't think he was going to run it 20, 25 times a game. But still, having him coming back in, getting this run game going is going to be huge. And we didn't have that much of a run game at all. Kind of abandoned it this game, which we absolutely need to have. But if you've watched videos before, you've seen a scheme, a very common theme here in defenses covering Washington, because they know that the quick pass game is pretty much like a substitute for our running game. So they always do this. 4 on the line. Then you got 3 loading this box here. 3 linebackers. So there's already 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The farthest guys you have are these 2 safeties here who are 5, 10 yards from the ball. That just tells you that is how defenses play Washington. Now, on this one here, it's reading pretty much, Carson's under center. You got your single back. You've got 2 wide receivers here. You've got inline tight ends. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the line. He's back, so it's not a penalty. So it's pretty much saying it's going to be a run. And, that's when you mix in play action, RPO, all that good stuff. But still, B-Rob does a great job, even with a loaded box, even with 7 guys here, less than 5 yards from the ball. He's just going to do a run out here to the left. But this is what a pure runner looks like. It was called back because of a penalty. Of course, we can't have anything nice. But just watch how this play develops with B-Rob. Look, you see the linebackers are crashing down here. Even the corner comes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then not even mentioning the D-line here getting at it. But still, just watch how he cuts to the outside and is able to use that stiff arm. That's the biggest move there. Gives your guys a chance to get these blocks out. You break the 1 tackle. That's the important thing. Now you've got to get upfield here on the outside. He sees that. He doesn't cut back in, which is great because he would have got tackled here by this guy. He's just going to keep pushing to the outside. And with Brian Robinson, I think he's a better, A gap, B gap, C gap kind of guy. Not really going too far out east and west. But this still just shows you a glimpse of the pure running ability of Brian Robinson and what to expect. And this is his first game back. I think he's going to be rusty. Like I said, I wasn't expecting anything crazy out of him, but just that pure running ability, how much he breaks tackles. He's just a physical guy. I just love how he runs the ball. And just plays like this get me excited to see what he's going to look like moving forward, making our offense even better. But this right here, you see it at the top, the laundry. It's just a backbreaker week in, a week out. But still, get excited. It's more's coming, and I promise you, one of these days, one of these weeks when he's at a full, 100%, he's just gonna break one loose all of a sudden. He's gonna run 3 guys over along the way, and he's gonna, he's already a fan favorite, but on the field, production-wise, I think he's gonna be huge for us. All right, here's the play before the touchdown by the Titans, the screen by Derrick Henry here, and honestly, it's just great play design. You don't expect a big back like Derrick Henry to go out for a screen the way he does. But just notice how Washington really bites on this. So Henry's going out here. Fake the handoff. Little fake here. Cole Holcomb's watching. He's watching it develop. Jamin Davis is like the one guy that goes out this way, though. So he's going to go out there. But you'll notice everyone else, as soon as Tannehill starts running this way, they're like, there is no way Derrick Henry's going to go out for a screen. It's Derrick Henry. But nonetheless, I don't know what these guys are doing here. I'm not sure who these guys are. Obviously, he's covering him. They've got this guy shut down. He's locked up. So literally the only thing you have to worry about, the only actual option here is Derrick Henry. And the only guy in position is Jamin Davis, who of course is going to get blocked because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 offensive linemen swinging out to the left. But it's just so deceiving. You don't expect a guy like him. And by the time Washington realizes he's getting it, it's too late. He's going to get these great blocks upfield here, and he's just going to power through them and get a big gain. You just don't expect that kind of play out of a beast in size and Derrick Henry. But nonetheless, Washington has to be better disciplined in knowing, and by the time they realize what's happening, it's too late. I think John Allen was the first D lineman that really realized what's going on, but still, it's just a good call by Tennessee. Getting him out there, you don't expect that if you're Washington, especially on the field. You're like, all right, there's no way they're going to screen it to Derrick Henry on the far left side. But nonetheless, Washington was not in a good position there. Big gain that set up the touchdown. All right, here was a big gain by Curtis Samuel, who is down here in the slot. You got Cam Sims here, Taylor McLaurin here. So everything's on the left side. Tennessee's playing it pretty heavy to this side, though, for some reason. Not sure why these guys are so far over. I guess nonetheless, if it could be a zone, they're kind of just passing these guys off, and these guys are kind of staying put in this area. And maybe it might be JD, but that might be Gibson. Could come out this way. So they're kind of waiting on it. But nonetheless, Carson Wentz sees what he has here matchup-wise. He knows that Curtis Samuel is just going to run a route this way, but I just love how he runs this route and how he just really attacks it. So see as the play develops, he knows who he has across the middle there. So this linebacker comes down. He blitzes, so that's one less guy. So this guy kind of fades back this way. This guy drops back. This guy drops back. So they spread out. So they kind of bunched up here to start and then all kind of just disperse. And then same with this guy. So just watch as Curtis Samuel cuts across the field here for the big game. But just watch how he really attacks it. He gets up on this guy, sees that the linebacker's coming towards him too. But as a wide receiver, you want to get as close as possible to these guys and then get that separation. So he knows 28 here is not going to follow him. This is the guy that's going to follow him along his route. And he knows he has a mismatch. This guy passes him along to the linebacker and says, okay, now it's my job to take Terry over. Unless he cuts up here, then the safety has to pick him up. So Carson knows, and he's looking at him right now. Carson knows he has a linebacker on him, and we know that is a terrible mismatch for any linebacker in the league, pretty much, for Curtis Samuel. So he's going to cut across this way. This safety is still not in a good position to make any kind of stop. Matter of fact, you can see him falling out of the screen. He's just dropping back, in case Curtis was to just, run a vertical like 9 route or something off the jump. That's who he's responsible for. But Curtis Samuel gets that separation starting right now. He gets close to the linebacker and then cuts upfield. He didn't just, run with them. He got close, got a little physical with them, and then he's going to push and get that separation, and the ball's out right now. And then by the time he gets there, I mean, he's got a good 3 yards on him. The safety doesn't have time to react. I think it was a good pass. Some people said it kind of sailed. I think that's what you want. Obviously, you're not rifling that. You kind of just want to drop that in the bucket. But good decision making by Carson Wentz. He knows, what he has pre-snap, but then he sees as the play develops, okay, that is a linebacker. Look at his eyes right now. Looking. He says, that's a linebacker. I see this guy pushing and passing Curtis Samuel off. That's who I have. As long as that safety is up top, is out of position, I've got this. And you can see he kind of looked to the left a little bit before he threw the ball, which I didn't notice before. And then just boom. Just kind of drops it in there. That's exactly what you want to do. Fade it out there. Nonetheless, good matchup. Great decision by Carson and a good route by Curtis. All right, another issue that we've seen so much with Nick Martin. Obviously, he's a new center. Can't expect too much out of him. But it's just been a routine of terrible snaps and, inconsistent blocking with the line. And I'm going to point out Norwell later on, by the way. End of the third, closer to the beginning of the fourth. But this one's on Martin, just another low snap that just pretty much bounces off his shin and, on the ground. And, you can see here, it was not even close to him. Didn't even give him a chance to develop anything. Not even get that. You can see there's opportunities here. Curtis Samuel's open. He could do some little boot scoot booking getting upfield, possibly, but still just terrible snaps. Obviously, like I said, we'll talk about the blocking, but you can't expect much, when these are the kind of snaps Carson's getting, hitting him in his shin. And if it doesn't hit him shin, it's really low, and he has to look down and then bring his eyes up and kind of reset of what's going on the field. And that's not ideal for your quarterback. So offensive line-wise, needs to get better. Obviously, it's been bad all season. But Norwell and Nick Martin in general were the worst two on Sunday. All right, let's do some more Sweat, some more John Allen. Obviously, that's John Allen with his butt facing us. Montez Sweat flexed out here. And I'll have to say, outside of the Bears, this is probably the worst offensive line we're going to face all season. Obviously, I think his name's Daly. This is the backup left tackle with Taylor Lewan out for the season, a.k.a. Bussin' with the Boys. Podcast host. Love their show, by the way. But, so nonetheless, I expected us to get to the quarterback, get some sacks, quarterback, hurries, tackles for losses, whatever. But still, it actually just happened, which in itself, I'm happy. I don't care who the offensive line is. We saw some production, especially out of Montez Sweat. And watch this get off. Boom. He gets outside, pushes his hands, gets the offensive lineman open, and you can see right away. The tackle here is his hips are opened up. He has just opened up this lane for Sweat to just bust through here. He's already headed towards Tannehill before he even fakes the handoff. Same with John Allen. Just getting them off guard, opening up their hips, opening up that window there, getting that leverage. Even if Derrick Henry gets this, it's a loss of 5. But it's a fake, a little play-action pass here, and you'll see Sweat. It's too late to even get him. Tannehill sees this. He's like, come on, man, you kidding me? Sees that coming. Has to force it as he backpedals. Just a bad throw. But still, big-time plays by the D-line. I was very satisfied with what I saw on the D-line on Sunday, whether it was sacks, quarterback hurries, like I said, tackles for losses, quarterback hits, didn't matter. The defensive line absolutely did its job. All right, this is the last D-line one I'll show, I promise. I just love this, though. Once again, Montez Sweat getting that sack. Watch this bull rush on the bottom here on this tackle. I'm not even going to pause. I just want you to watch this full speed. Boom, pushes him back, puts him on his butt, gets to Tannehill's blind side, takes his helmet off. Big no-no. Should have been a 15-yard penalty. But once again, I'm not going to pause it once he goes. I just want you to watch Montez Sweat just wreak havoc and push this off of here, put him on his butt. Boom. That's what I want to see. And look, John Allen in the backfield again. Everybody's in the backfield. D-line just feasted. And for the love of God, Montez Sweat, please never take your helmet off again. All right, so here it is. First down, the first act of the Diami Brown show down here on Caleb Farley out of Virginia Tech. Hasn't really lived up to his hype, coming in to the draft and then, of course, getting drafted. But still, you've got Kevin Byard up here, one of the top safeties in the league. Just, I don't know if it's miscommunication or what, but you can tell right away. First off, Carson Wentz is under center. Most importantly, Carson Wentz has time on this play, and it shows you what Carson Wentz can do. Not saying he's the future, not saying he's the problem, not saying he's the best option at quarterback. I'm just saying when you give Carson Wentz time in the pocket to make plays, he absolutely can. So first off, let's just look at the release here. So you see Caleb Farley is going to do a little bail, but just watch the release here on Diami Brown. I love watching wide receivers. Bail route, boom. Speed release, no moves, cuts inside. This is what I like. He attacked the inside. He's getting towards Byard here, but also the inside of Farley. He's not eating the outside. He knows he's just running a vertical 9 route. He's really good with his stems. And Byard, and the thing is, like, he reacted. He's like, all right, well, he's going deep. Byard down here. Farley opens up. He reacts. Like I said, he knows he's going deep. He's like, all right, I'm going to run with him. But foot speed-wise, he cannot keep up with that. And you'll see right here, Carson Wentz is loading it up. He's got the gun. But look at this beautiful lane here. Look at this pocket. That's what you want. And Carson's like, I will take this all day. Let me drop this bomb from the 18-yard line. He's letting it go because he sees Byard's down here. There's no safety help. He is one-on-one on the island here. Caleb Farley with Diami Brown. And foot speed-wise, Diami Brown is cooking him all day long. Look how fast he gets that separation, just that 7 yards. He goes from behind him to in front of him by about 2 yards. And it just dropped in the bucket. Boom, perfect placement. Diami ran a little bit too far to the left. He should have just kind of stayed to the right. But nonetheless, he got the separation. Carson dropped it in the bucket. Beautiful play. Did not see it coming. Totally unexpected. Once again, Bates goes in motion. Gets some help here. Doesn't really need it. Clean pocket. Just dominated. The offensive line did. Dropped it in there. Gorgeous catch by Diami Brown. Definitely going to take a look at his second one of the day. All right, here we go. Here is the second touchdown by Diami Brown. So you'll see they got 3 wide receivers set here. You got Terry, Diami Brown, Curtis Samuel. This is just great play design because they see it's man coverage. They've got them all lined up in front here. He has one safety guy that he has to worry about. I think that's Cole Turner on the outside here too, who, by the way, actually played Sunday. But this is just a slot fade, pretty much just a vertical route. But it's not like he's kind of just attacking up the numbers. He's just going to kind of fade to the outside. It's not the best line. Let me try to do it again. You'll just watch him kind of fade to the outside there, and then just a crazy one-handed catch. Let's just see how the play develops. Once again, Carson Wentz has time in the pocket. But you'll see Terry kind of fakes like it's going to be a screen. Gets him going. Kind of gets him off a little bit. But then this guy's trying to jam Curtis Samuel at the line here. But Diami Brown does a great job. First move, getting that outside leverage to where he can just keep cutting up here. Doesn't get anything too fancy, but gets to that outside shoulder where he wants to be. And then just pushes upfield. And the guy's with him pretty good. But Carson puts it where he has a chance. Of course, the safety's coming over here a little bit too late. So the timing's perfect. There's the ball. He drops it to that left outside shoulder, which is key. Not the right side where it can get picked off or it's going to be an incomplete pass. He puts it on that left outside shoulder where Diami has a chance to catch it. Boom. One-handed, dropped in the bucket. Beautiful catch. This is the Diami Brown we've been waiting for. This is the Diami Brown I watched in North Carolina with Sam Howell. And, just watch this. Ooh! I'm going to rewind that again because that was so good. I'm not going to pause it this time. Left hand, one hand, Diami Brown. Boom. That is so nice. I'm telling you, I did not expect that at all out of Diami Brown on Sunday. He's a little bit banged up. Don't know if he'll play Thursday. But still, it's just good seeing that finally after a rough preseason, seeing him drop some passes and just like, come on, Diami. Get to that potential that we knew you had. But of course, like I said, let's take a look at Andrew Norwell and how bad he was, especially in a 4-play, just back-to-back-to-back, late in the third, early in the fourth. All right, here's one of the first ugly plays by left guard Andrew Norwell. who just gets straight blown up, bull rushed by Simmons, who's really good. One of the best interior D tackles in the NFL. Played with Montez Sweat at Mississippi State. But just watch how he just absolute bull rushes Norwell and puts him on his butt. No shot. Absolutely no chance. Just puts him on his butt. I mean, but there was like a whole sequence of just bad plays by him. So here he is right here. Just watch him just get obliterated on this play. Like, you bench William Jackson. Wild Goose came in and didn't look half bad. Or it wasn't even Simmons on that play. Simmons is 98. So it wasn't even Simmons, which makes it even worse. But still, it was penalty after penalty after penalty. And then easy sacks given up by Norwell. Don't worry, I'm not done. All right, here's Norwell once again. You're going to see a false start. Another one of these penalties, just putting the team behind every time he had a big play, good play. I mean, look at Leno. He's like, what the hell, man? Like, just stupid mistakes. I just saw too many penalties and too many easy sacks by Norwell. And he ain't even worthy of the brush. Just awful. So many bad penalties. Then literally the very next play, I think this time it is Simmons on him, lined up here. Just the easiest sack of his career. Just walking down towards Wentz. Literally right after your penalty. This is the kind of effort you give. That was Simmons on that play. Just a straight up beast. And he knows it. Watch this. Right here. Boom. Fights the hands, gets to the outside. Easy money. Just awful left guard play at the worst time possible. Penalty. Then the sack. I mean, it's just terrible effort by Norwell. If you're going to bench some other guys, you bench your other free agents, you sign this guy, Ron, maybe this is who you bench next. Put Chris Paul in there and see what you got. Now, I'm going to finish it out. Like I said, I don't like making these too long, so you're not just sitting here watching play after play after play, because there's so much I could break down. But we have to take a look at not only just the last drive, but just the last maybe play or two. Let me rewatch it. Maybe the last play or two of how the game ended and why it ended the way it did. All right, so this is just the first down. So it's about, 19 seconds left. We know Ron wasted the timeout on the challenge. So we have no timeouts left. You have 19, 20 seconds. You're literally at the 2-yard line. I just want y'all to take a look at the Titans formation. You have 3 linemen against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They know you're passing. Well, I guess they have this outside guy here. So 4. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in coverage. This is the easiest running touchdown of your life. Yes, these linebackers are going to drop down if you run, but they don't think you're going to run the ball. But in my honest opinion, 19, 20 seconds, whatever it is, I think you have enough time to run, and I think you score on this play. I think it is an easy walk-in touchdown. If these guys cannot get the penetration for you to go 2 yards, then something is wrong. Say you don't get it. Okay, you line back up, you spike it real quick. There's no way it takes more than six seconds for you to run, get up, get in formation. I'll even be nice and say 7 seconds. Okay, you now have 12 seconds left, hypothetically. That still gives you 2 plays to throw the ball. So you decide to throw it. Instead of running it on first down at the 2. First down. You throw it. I'm not even mad at the play, but you have to see how many guys are out there in coverage right now. You might have been able to pass it down here to J.D. McKissick. I get it. He didn't want to risk this guy cutting him off for a pick. If he was going to throw it, it'd have to be a little bit earlier. But there's nothing open. Terry's not open. Tight end's not open. I think that's Curtis. Nobody is open unless he just fades it out here, which still, these 2 guys, as soon as he throws it, he's going to back out. So I don't like this at all. So he just kind of throws it in the back of the end zone very lightly, which was terrible, by the way. If you got to put it out there farther than that. Skip this. So that was your first play. Once again, the formation says pass. Look what you got here. Milne, Bates. You kidding me? Terry, Curtis, JD. Now you've got 4 on the line. The box is a little bit more crowded. You've got corner, safety, playing it close, rightfully so. Now running it, they know the second and third down, it's got to be a pass. You've got to pass the ball. That first down was an opportunity to run the ball, in my opinion. I think it was absolutely there for you. Put Brian Robinson in. He's getting that. I'm sorry. If you don't think he gets that, you're crazy. Now maybe it's a little bit more difficult. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here against ideally 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you don't run it. Now you do throw it. You space things out. You've got to get out wide. You've got to open things up in the middle. Now is where you really miss Jahan Dodson. 4 touchdowns. 3 of them are in the red zone. He's got 3 catches in the red zone. They're all touchdowns. So that's left for the play develop. Still, I don't like what I'm seeing. There's nothing. You're telling me Bates across the middle and Dax Milne on a little cut here is the play you're drawing up with all this going on? 2. You got 3 guys here in the middle. 2. Just shutting this down. Same thing as the last play you just saw pretty much. You're telling me that's the play you're drawing up? First off, this is an awful decision by Carson. What are you doing trying to force it through that window? It need to be thrown way before then. You're literally trying to throw it between 2 guys. This one alone could have easily been picked. Luckily, it wasn't. But this third one is even worse scheme-wise. So let's look at what we got. You've got Cam Sims. I think that's Curtis Samuel out there. Terry down here. J.D. McKissick here. 2 guys. 1, 2, 3, 4 on that side. Ideally, 2 guys on this side. Maybe 3 because you got your tight end. And you've got 3 guys here. What the heck is going through your mind on this play? Just play calling wise. Cam Sims, Curtis Samuel, Terry. Okay, where's Cole Turner? And just look at this. Watch as it develops. Terry is going to get bullied across the middle here. I'm sorry. This is his responsibility. Just cut him off, redirect him. Then you've got JD coming across. And you've got 2 guys waiting on him. What on this play do you see? Bates goes out, Curtis goes out. This is what I like. You see Cam Sims is clearing things out, taking 1 guy out of the equation. Good. You have 2 on, 2 out here to the outside. This is where you need to look. Your eyes should never come to this left side. Do you see this, my guy? 2 on 3. And watch as the play develops. Like I said, Terry gets hit off track within 5 yards. It's cool. If you throw it, like it's supposed to be out of your hands right now to where he's catching it, but still, this guy's tackled him before, and then you're in that same situation of having to spike the ball. You're short of the goal line. But I like what I see out here. You'll see Curtis Samuel do a little cut out there, a little whip. But look at this. Why are you throwing that? That's an easy cutoff for the interception. 2 on 1, short of the goal line. Terry had no chance on that play because it's 4 on 2 to the left and 3 on 3 to the right. Cam Sims cleared out. But then, like Curtis Samuel, I like this dropping it in the back of the end zone here. If Bates continues to carry this guy out here, I would have loved Carson Wentz to turn to the right and just drop that out here to the end zone. Look at this. And of course, this guy, is paying attention to the pick. But ideally, Curtis Samuel on that whip route where he just comes in, whips to the outside, fade to that outside there, and maybe has a chance. But still, the play calling in the last drive drives me absolutely nuts because I swear to you, first down, Brian Robinson walks into the end zone. I promise you he gets that. If you don't believe in him that much, I think you have enough time to, even if you don't, you spike it and you still have 2 plays that passing plays, that's fine. But these plays were just horrendous. No one had a chance on a single one. Not one rub route, not one pick route, not one fade, not one Cole Turner across the middle. You have John Bates, Dax Milne on one of the plays. That is your options. There is no way am I doing that. So, extremely disappointing how this ended. The Titans pretty much give us a gift at the 2-yard line saying, here, win the game. And we couldn't do it. 1, because we didn't have the timeout. 2, because we didn't think we had enough time to run the ball when I really think we did. Like I said, even 7 seconds. It doesn't take 7 seconds to run across 2 yards up the middle and then get everyone going to where you spike the ball. Then you still have 2 plays. And those are the plays that you called. Those 3 horrendous passes, and 1 gets picked off. And rightfully so. Terrible play calling, terrible decision-making by Wentz, terrible clock management, and game awareness by Ron Rivera. So just an ugly way to lose once again on a Sunday. Glad I didn't go to this game. I mean, I need a mental break. But anyways, guys, appreciate y'all checking it out. Like I said, subscribe to the channel. Hit that 1K finally. Appreciate all the support. We play the Bears on Thursday. If we don't win that one, that's got to be the backbreaker there. But appreciate y'all tuning in. This is Taking Command with Josh Taylor. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I will catch y'all next time. Peace.